Hi friends, I come to you today from my car to continue our Sasquatch adventure. You're gonna have to be a little patient with me because I do have to hold the phone and turn the pages, so just be patient. It is what it is. Okay, we know that Pearl and Ben have just heard that Victoria Mulberry and her mom are hurrying down the path, and they're worried that if they see Pearl and Ben, they're also going to see the Sasquatch. They also know that they're out of chocolate, so it's going to be very hard for them to get the Sasquatch to go anywhere. Chapter 19, Hairy Return. "Smells bad in here," Victoria said. She pinched her nose and hurried up the path. "Do you see Dr. Wu?" Mrs. Mulberry cupped her hands around her mouth. "Yoo-hoo! We have a present for you, Dr. Wu." Either of the Mulberries had been looking down the path, they would have clearly seen the net. There had been no time for Ben to camouflage it by throwing leaves or dirt over it. But since Mrs. Mulberry and her daughter were looking around for Dr. Wu, they walked right into the trap. Ben yanked the cord. Mom?" Victoria asked as the sides of the net rose up around her. "Oh, what's happening?" "I don't know," Mrs. Mulberry said. "Is the ground moving?" And after another yank, the net closed over their heads. "Mom, we're trapped!" Victoria's hat fell off as she kicked at the netting, and then her feet became tangled. "Help!" Mrs. Mulberry cried. As she struggled, her feet also became tangled. She and Victoria toppled over. "Where are my glasses?" she cried. Victoria said, "I can't see anything either." "Your hair is in my face. I can't see anything." "Now," Ben whispered as Victoria and her mother struggled to get back on their feet. Ben and Pearl grabbed the Sasquatch's arms and tried to pull it out of the forest, but it wouldn't budge. Quite a predicament. "We don't have any more chocolate," Pearl realized. "We need something sweet." "Victoria, your elbow is in my ear." "Ugh, I'm sorry, Mom, but I can't see your ear if I don't have my glasses." "Get off me, Victoria, I can't breathe." "I can't get off of you, Mom. I'm all tangled in this silly net." And there was no time to lose. So Ben ran across the street, ripped open the welcome wagon present, hoping it would be just like the one that he had received earlier that morning. He shuffled through the contents, the movie coupon, the bag of nails, until he found exactly what he was looking for. He grabbed the big chocolate button, tore off its foil wrapper, and held it in the air. "Here, Sasquatchy! Here, Sasquatchy!" And with a happy grunt, the Sasquatch emerged from the forest, holding out his hands and lumbering towards Ben. Pearl gathered the Sasquatch catching kit and followed. "They didn't see a thing," she announced as Ben broke off a piece of chocolate button and tossed it. "That was so much fun! Let's trap somebody else." Ben was about to tell Pearl that he didn't think that trapping somebody else was a good idea when he heard a voice say, "Excellent work." At first, Ben thought the Sasquatch had chosen that very moment to begin conversation, but a jingling of keys made him turn and look at the direction of the gate, where he saw Mr. Tabby fiddling with the ring of keys. "I see Dr. Wu's Sasquatch catching kit came in handy," Mr. Tabby said as he unlocked and opened the gate. Ben waved the chocolate button in the air. The Sasquatch grabbed the welcome wagon present and followed Ben through the gate. And as soon as Pearl was inside, Mr. Tabby locked the gate. "Help! Help!" Mrs. Mulberry cried from the forest. "Someone's gonna need to untangle them," Ben said. "I shall make an anonymous phone call to the local police and let them know that their assistance is required. In the meantime, we must get inside quickly before someone else comes along." The chocolate button lasted right up until they safely stepped into the old factory. Mr. Tabby slid the rusty deadbolt into place. "Dear, dear, what a worrisome morning." He took the metal box with its tranquilizer dart, blowpipe, guidebook, and whistle and set it aside. The Sasquatch bent over and scratched its feet. "Oh, you have been a very bad Sasquatch," Mr. Tabby said. "Now, go on, get upstairs. It's time for your medicine." Mr. Tabby pushed the elevator button. The doors swooshed open and the Sasquatch stepped inside. With what remained of the welcome wagon present tucked under its arm, it turned and waved to the kids. They waved back. And as the door closed, Ben wondered what the Sasquatch would do with a bag of nails, a movie coupon, the refrigerator magnet, and the other things. Mr. Tabby pulled out his creature calculator. "Sasquatch caught," he said as he typed. A loudspeaker set high on the wall crackled and a nasal voice said, "Emergency code deactivated. Emergency code deactivated. Sasquatch has returned to the building." Ben and Pearl took a long, relieved breath and smiled at each other. They had done it. "You may go now," Mr. Tabby said with a dismissive wave of his hand. "Go? Wait, was it over?" Ben's shoulders slumped. "Wait a minute," Pearl said. "We just brought back a Sasquatch, and we didn't do anything with anyone seeing it in town. Don't you think we should get a reward or something?" "Reward?" A low growl vibrated in Mr. Tabby's throat. Ben's face started to feel hot. Nope, we don't need a reward. I'm the reason the Sasquatch escaped. It was all my fault." "Well, it wasn't my fault," Pearl said, and she put her hands on her hips and stared right into Mr. Tabby's half-moon eyes. "I know that this isn't a worm hospital. I am not stupid. I know that you have a dragon living on your roof, and I know about the hatchling and the Sasquatch. I want to meet Dr. Wu, and I want to ask her some questions, and that can be my reward." She nudged Ben with her elbow. "Our reward." "Well, that simply is not possible. Dr. Wu does not speak to anyone. The loudspeaker crackled and a soft voice said, "Send them to my office." Tune in for Chapter 20.